more can I say?
Top Billin.
All right, Top Billin. I know it's not the result that you wanted, but listen, this is the first time in my life I was rooting for the Seattle Seahawks because I can't stand the San Francisco 49ers. Their fans tormented me all week as if their team won the Super Bowl by beating my Philadelphia Eagles. And I mean, this was crazy. Up until today, I still had people coming to the channel talking about the San Francisco 49ers beating that ass, right, of the Philadelphia Eagles like it's not a regular season game. I was hoping they would trip up against the Seattle Seahawks. And, man, for a minute there, Seattle was doing some really good things. Where was this type of creativity at before earlier in the year? Man, you get orbit motion right here, widening out the defense by Jackson Smith and Jigba. You get a bluff screen right here to Kenneth Walker. I mean, you have everybody out here, right? Everybody going out here. Get the block and release right here by your man. Whoa, trippy. Kobe Parkinson, he jets upfield. The joint is wide open. When I saw this, I was like, man, I've seen somebody run this before. Look at this. Widen it out, take the snapshot. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. I was trying to remember who. I actually think it may have been San Francisco who ran this when I saw them possibly run it against the Seattle Seahawks right there. Your boy is on a trippy experience right here, running in for a touchdown. That definitely was an outer world experience, an otherworldly experience, however you want to say it right there for your man Kobe Parkinson right there, right? Whoa, trippy. And even the play before that, right? You get that back to the basket play action fake. You have 13 personnel. You see Disley, you see Fant, and you see your man Kobe Parkinson, whoa, trippy himself there. But look, nobody follows your man Fant out here to the flat, right? Or pretty much just out to the sideline. You got the running back right here occupied by the play action fake and then possible screen pass hit to Kenneth Walker, who was making shit happen. I'm talking about, man, chicken salad out of chicken shit type stuff right there. But look at this right here. Take the picture right there. Oh, the running back is definitely occupying the linebacker here. Nobody's getting depth right here. This man was wide open. You can rarely see this in the NFL right here. Wide open, complete busted coverage right here. And he rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. He's like, uh-oh, coach. I believe I messed up, coach. Right, I got to get the all 22 of that and see who exactly was supposed to have that type of assignment right there. But that was a nice creative play as well with a tendency breaker coming out of 13 personnel and hitting your tight end to the sideline right there, right? A little bit of mixing some stuff up this particular game there. But listen. If you can't see the warts on your team that goes beyond the quarterback position, I don't know what to tell you right now. I did not know Drew Lock was going to start this game. Was going to play this game, play the entire game right there. And you can still see that the offensive line was struggling, couldn't really run the ball effectively. Had a few big runs that kind of skewed it where you would look at Zach Charbonnet and be like, oh, man, he had a pretty decent average there. But that was off of a couple of runs. The rest of them shits was stuffed. And the defensive side of the ball, man, you're having to have the defensive backs sniff the box a lot. And they're really petrified of the run. You had Christian McCaffrey absolutely gashing people there, right? Some seriously long runs and everything. And you see the aggressiveness right here by Julian Love, right? Trying to attack the run. This does look like it's going to be run, right? It's going to be out of a play action fake here. And, man, he just gets duped right here. And I know people were extremely mad about this one right here. Listen, Quandre Diggs, man, having a terrible season. I hate to see it for Quandre Diggs. Like I said before, I love the way he plays football from that post-safety role. But him and a lot of the schemes that they're trying to do right here, he's being exposed. His open field tackling is horrific. Horrific, man. Definitely have to do something about that there in the future right there. Same deal goes for Jamal Adams out in space. The point that I was trying to make on my previous piece a couple of days ago about not having Jamal Adams back at depth anymore. He does not need to be at depth playing any type of split safety role. He doesn't even really need to be thrown down as a robber, right? He does not need to be robbing the middle of the field. He needs to be roaming the box right here. Having this man stand flat-footed right here, right, and try to catch the third receiver, the inside receiver right here, Deebo Samuel. Look how flat-footed he is, and he's looking at the quarterback. He's in no man's land. Quandre Diggs right here, not rolled over enough, probably because it's more of a split safety look right here, or a split safety role. So Quandre Diggs can't necessarily help right there as well. And look at the late pandemic separation. Come on, man. That was just too easy right there. That's how you call your shot right there on a shot play. Get Jamal Adams matched up with Deebo Samuel in the open field. Terrible, man. Absolutely terrible. I hate to agree with anybody about, you know what I mean, your man Clint hurt, because I feel like y'all run just about y'all literally have run every DC out that I have seen, right, that I have been a part of covering this team for the past 3 years, and even the cats before them right there. But that Fangio scheme, or the version that they're trying to run, I absolutely hate it. Philadelphia's struggling with it. I don't like the scheme one bit. Way too much space in there. You have Sean Desai running the same shit in Philly, and the same type of stuff is happening over there. I don't like the scheme. I don't see what the rage is all about. I don't see Miami's defense with the actual Vic Fangio dominating anything as well. So I don't know, man. Maybe it is time to move on from both coordinators. Will things change though, man, if the head guy is still in charge? That's up for them to decide, I guess. Your man Charles Cross, for whatever reason, looks like he's regressed. Know he's been injured a little bit in the past here this season, so maybe that's lingering there. But if you just call it the way you see it on the field, that man was absolutely struggling and has been struggling. You see Chase Young right here, obviously a tough matchup. We can see how he plays this right here. Look at it. He's kind of heavy-legged waist bending right there, just bending over at the waist. Chase Young is first with the arms. Obviously, Chase Young is just a dynamic athlete, but look at him stop moving his feet. No more foot energy right there. He's just like, well, don't mind if you do right there, right? That's FEMA mode. You're playing catch-up mode. You don't stop moving your feet. You keep shuffling, trying to stay between your man and your quarterback, just like in basketball. But he's trying to round it off right here. Chase Young keeps running that art right there and impacting the pass by your man Drew Lock. Really didn't seem like they had an answer for some of these edge players. Randy Gregory was getting it on, right? He was busting up on Charles Cross as well. And, of course, Nick Bosa. We saw Chase Young. Javon Hargrave was doing his thing on the inside there. Obviously, they have a litany of pass rushers, right? A bevy of pass rushers. Those guys all get after it. But look right here. They have Bosa damn near on the inside, right? So he's at a 5 technique with somebody on the outside of him. So he gets to rush against the guard here, Bradford. And then look at that, man. Bradford definitely not ready for something like that. Look at that. He immediately starts heavy-legged waist bending. You can see right there, right? Bending at the waist. You get that arm under action by Nick Bosa right there. Bradford definitely has to learn how to keep his feet moving on something like that. Definitely a good learning experience for him right there. But, man, Drew Lock doing a good job there of flushing from the pocket and detaching. But they have eyes on the quarterback right there. He's not that good of an athlete where he's going to outrun Dre Greenlaw. But good on him to be able to detach from the pocket and at least try to extend the play. Definitely wanted to see what happened on this play right here. Too much action front side on this lead pitch right here. You see, look how many people here. You don't need 55 people on contain. Somebody has to be able to slow play it, right? Played the weak side there, scrape through, and make sure that the guys who have contained are being helped out themselves, right, by the weak side pursuit. Way too much of a gap here. You can already see it approaching. If he approaches right here and is able to bounce it right there, there is nobody home. Absolutely nobody home. Way too. Look how many people are walled off right here. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got Bobby Wagner out there. Tariq Woolen, another cat. Another terrible game from him. His tackling is atrocious. His coverage ability even this year doesn't seem the same. You have to call it like it is, man. But you see right there, too many people getting washed front side. Jamal Adams right here. Right, what is he doing? Absolutely nothing. I guess he can say that he kind of tried to turn it back here, but no weak side approach there at all. Such a bad gainer right there. Very much like that Raiders game last year when your man Josh Jacobs had that long run there. People not getting off blocks. A lot of people getting fertilized out there. Yeah, just something you can't be having happen, especially at the beginning of the game. Now, you have to call it like you see it. If you're going to get on guys like Jamal Adams and other players for missing tackles, man. Bobby Wagner, he had a very poor game in my opinion. He made some plays as well. He's Bobby Wagner. He's going to do that there. But you would have to think, if you watch this season right here, that man has definitely lost something in his game, or he's just not having a good season. So when you get later in the careers, you just have to say maybe he's lost a step, or maybe something just ain't working right here. But you can see him with a lot of missed tackles as well. You can see him with the approach here on Christian McCaffrey. He gets the stiffy right here, right? Pause. He tries to bring McCaffrey down by his arm, and bang, fertilizing my man Bobby Wagner. Uncle Bobby getting fertilized right there. You can see Christian McCaffrey able to shrug that off and then keep going upfield as well there, man. A lot of missed tackles on the Seattle Seahawks. Here we go again. This time, McCaffrey on the pitch. You can see Bobby Wagner shoot. He can diagnose it. Obviously, he's got that mind right here. But bang, right there, missing the tackle. Christian McCaffrey staying on his feet, able to get, man, a pretty nice gain out of that. 5-6 yards out of a missed tackle right there by Bobby Wagner. Just kind of whiffing and flying and fertilizing himself, right? A little bit too old to be fertilizing himself, right? Your uncles shouldn't be fertilizing themselves, right? Your uncles don't got that many hits to the ground to be fertilizing themselves like that right there. So definitely want to be looking in the draft for some young linebackers there. Jordan Brooks was playing great at the beginning of the year. Then he got a little nicked up himself there. He hasn't been as impactful there, but Bobby Wagner, I don't know. It's tough for me to even say anything bad about Bobby Wagner, right? Being a former linebacker. Same thing being a former safety with Quandre Diggs. These guys were at the top of their game. You want to know, is it the scheme that they're in? Or is it the player themselves there? If you're being fair about the situation, man, if you're missing tackles and stuff like that, you got to call it like it is there. They got to get that together at the very least. Now, I did not hate the performance by Drew Lock. I thought he did some pretty good things. I like this right here. You get that back to the basket play action fake. You can see him waiting for things to develop, being patient, and then climbing the pocket, letting it rip and jock up. Him and Tyler Lockett had a pretty good thing going on in this game. Ironically, him and DK Metcalf were struggling, just like him and Edat Genos was struggling as well. So can't totally bring Geno Smith if he's still struggling with the next guy as well. Tyler Lockett is just one of these guys. He's just always going to be on point. He's going to be exactly where you need him with his route running. He is a safety net. Drew Lock definitely the beneficiary of a couple of dropped interceptions right here. You can see him selling a pass. Right, I'm not sure where he was throwing. Oh, I see where he was throwing it to now, right? I thought he was throwing it to DK Metcalf, but look back here. Looks like Noah Fant. Yeah, looks like Noah Fant right there. He throwing it to Noah Fant into double coverage. Oh, that was an over and under. Diamondola North sinking underneath right there. He just couldn't hold on to the pass right there. Lucky off of that one. Definitely bailed out by an offsides call on Nick Bosa right here. This is just like the interception that he threw in that other game when he came in. For some odd reason, he's having a tough time with these type of fade throws right here. Diamondola North, though, does a great job here of getting into DK Metcalf's chest, decreasing the space, and then turn it in where he's the receiver in this. And look at him get up for the downstroke. There's really no back shoulder to this at all. He just kind of just threw it up. And I don't think that's Metcalf's game anywhere right there, just throwing it up, trying to get a 50-50 ball. But he saved again on this one, right? That would have been another pick. And this one right here should have been picked off. Your man under throwing them deep balls right here. Jackson Smith-Njigba has a decent step here on, I want to say it might have been Charvarius Ward when we get there, right? Yeah, Charvarius Ward. But if you see right here underthrown, and now it just becomes pretty much double coverage when it's underthrown like this. But you can see Charvarius Ward gets up for the downstroke. Actually, the safety right here, I want to say Jair Brown, my man from Penn State, probably messed this up a little bit. But so, yeah, another underthrown deep ball there. But, man, he was doing some stuff that I actually liked as well in the quick game. I love this particular route concept right here. Check this out. Get that stack and then – oh, the out pass. He hit it on rhythm right there. Been able to move the chains. I liked it because it looked originally, right, you get the switch release here. get that switch release with Metcalf going upfield. It's looking like Tyler Lockett was going to switch and go to the inside, but he plays it right behind DK Metcalf, and he goes to the outside with it. Absolutely perfect. Love this one right here. Look at that. He ends up going to the outside right there. That's tough for Isaiah Oliver to combat right there on the inside there. They would have had to have banjoed that or something. Look at that. Switch release, but then he ends up getting right behind him. You see that? Then it becomes a stack release, and then, of course, you know what he's going to do with his route running thing, creating that early pandemic separation, and Drew Lock hits him. So I might come back and do a little bit more on Drew Lock. Like I said before, I did not hate it. But if you're being honest about the situation, and if you're getting on Geno Smith about the turnovers, this guy's a turnover machine as well, right? He had a couple of picks there and could have had about 5 of them, but he did some really good things as well. So hopefully they just go ahead and continue with Drew Lock. There's really no reason not to right now, and we shall see how it goes from there. But it's your man Jersey Murf, still here. Right, still here working, you know what I mean? And I know you guys not going to like the results of the game. But, man, it is what it is, man. You got to love football regardless of how your team is playing. And, yeah. Thanks to everybody as always, man. Make sure you tip your waiter. You know I'll be serving at Hibachi. Much love to everybody out there, all the top billing soldiers, all right? Salute.
What more can I say?
Top billing.